Welcome to the first ever installment of Ask Adam on Atmospheric Insight. The first question comes from Delinda Butler Brady, and she asked, why does the monsoon in Arizona cause weather problems for us here in California? Well, to answer these questions, we have to go through a series of processes, starting off with defining what monsoon is and what they are. The definition of a monsoon is a shift in winds that often causes a very wet season or a very dry season. Although monsoons are usually associated with Asia and India, they happen all over the world, including here in North America. So the key here that I want you to understand is that monsoon doesn't mean rain. It's a wind shift that tends to correlate with high rain in one area and low rain in another. So all across the world we have monsoons. We're going to focus on the North American monsoon right over here. There's a West African monsoon, the Indian monsoon, maybe the most popular in the world, and the East Asian monsoon as well. And while it gets wetter during the summer months, mainly June, July, August in these areas, there's a corresponding region that gets drier as well. Let's talk about what causes this shift in wind direction, starting off with winter. During winter time, you have land temperatures that are cooler than the ocean. It's all about relativity. This creates a pool of air that sinks. Cold air is more dense than warm air, so it lowers in elevation. Dry air blows out towards the ocean, and once it's over that ocean water, it adds some warmth and adds some moisture. That air starts to rise over the ocean. That warm air then circulates and creates rain offshore, and you have this pattern of high pressure on land, low pressure offshore. It tends to be a little bit drier on the land. Now, in the summer season, ocean temperatures become relatively cooler than the land temperature. This starts a reversal of that flow. The cool air sinks over the ocean. It adds moisture to the air as it goes towards land. It starts to rise on land, and that rising air is where rain forms. So rain forms on land during these warmer months. That's our monsoon. Let's talk specifically about the North American monsoon here. It's that seasonal wind and moisture shift, typically June through September. It's critical for water supply, especially in the desert Southwest, but it can also result in flooding if there's too much too fast. Generally have a setup of an area of high pressure over the Four Corner states or slightly to the east of that, and storms or areas of low pressure that shift in from the west. This creates a funnel effect, drawing moisture up from Mexico, from the Gulf, and it funnels it right up towards the Four Corner states where this is most commonly associated with. But let's take a deeper dive down to the surface here around this circulation. Low pressure systems spin counterclockwise, so if you follow that flow, it's also pushed to the west by high pressure. Sometimes these storms extend into Nevada, and if there's enough moisture, if there's enough forcing, it gets up into the Sierra, and every now and then a few of these thunderstorms will have enough strength and energy to get over the Sierra and into the valley, and we may see thunderstorms here in Sacramento in the summer. That tends to be the only reason we get rain during summer months. Now, why does this cause problems for us here in California? For that, we have to go all the way back to winter and follow the chain reaction. During winter, that's our wet season. It rains. Vegetation thrives. Then it starts to get hot. And what happens to that vegetation? It dies off, and that becomes fuel for wildfires. All you need now is an ignition source, and it starts that chain reaction, and the end result are wildfires. Well, what's that ignition source? In this case, it can be lightning from those monsoon thunderstorms. So that's where our problems may start to arise. But if the lightning doesn't cause any fires, if there's enough rain there, then to get some rain in the summer, not a bad thing at all. That is the first episode of Ask Adam. Thank you, Delinda, for submitting your question. I hope you always ask questions and stay curious.